That's going to have a crack. He is, you know. Oh, I say!
Messi. Oh, brilliant skill from Lionel Messi. Surging forward with real menace here. Brilliant from Messi. Oh, what a goal that is!
Yes, good evening. Savva here from Football Heritage TV. Hope that everyone is well. I'm sure many of you saw a show I did earlier where it just descended into chaos. Hope you enjoyed it. I've never seen so many comments in my YouTube. It's unbelievable. Lots of people having a go at me. Lots of people backing me up. Crazy times. It's just football. It's really, really just football. Just in my opinion, just to put it out there, I think we should be able to critique who on earth we want to critique, we critique with football fans. Otherwise, don't have a YouTube channel about football. What's the point? What's the point? We all just turn up and say, oh, it's all good and everything's great. I love it. I love them. I love the subs. I love the tactics. I love the losing. No, this is football content. It's what we're doing here, people. People don't like it. Get in the gutter. Hey, football content on Football Heritage. So, yeah, as you can see, my title was just a little play on words for anyone that did see that debate earlier with the how do we stop the rot. It's just a saying. Can we just say this before everyone goes mad? It's just a saying. Like, I'm not saying everything is terrible, but it's that saying, how do you stop the rot? Do you know what I mean? Like, I hear football fans say this all over. Yeah, we're losing games. How do we stop this rot? Like, I feel like everyone needs to relax, cheer up, and have fun with it. Jesus Christ. Good evening to you all. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Who we got in the house? Big up for Sue. Big up, Sue. Hope you're well. Moon Lover, straight away, is the first one to say. There is no rot to stop. We're simply weakened. Moon Lover, relax. Relax is just a saying. It's not really a term I use a lot, but just because I used it earlier, it stuck, and then I was told off for it. And oh, dearie me. Big up to Vinny Rowley. Hope you're well, my man. Big up, Mark Cook. Hope you're well. Channel member, Mark Cook. If you want to be a channel member, let us know. Smash the likes. Keep subscribing. Perchy and I are 64 away from getting to 12K. When we get to 12K, we will be giving away a Spurs shirt. Perchy doesn't know that yet. I've just sprung that on him. I think he's in the chat. I've seen him in there. We will be giving away a Spurs shirt when we get to 12K. 64 subs away. That's all it is. So the quicker we get there, the better. 3 victories in a row is a rot. Just kidding. Here's the link. If you haven't subscribed, smash it. Smash the like button. All the good stuff. Come on. We know the rules as YouTubers and YouTube watchers now, don't we? By the way, when people see me having those sort of debates, so they always message me, going, you're all right. You seem angry. And it's like, yeah, it's football, man. I like, as soon as it's gone. We're done. And it is what it is. Look, people are going to say what they want to say about me. It's people that don't know me. The people that know me know what I'm about. All right. That's good enough for me. Joe has said, I just seen the debate you had with Hotspur Hippie. What is his agenda? I don't get what he's trying to say. We can't say anything bad about Tottenham, which you haven't. Yeah, look, basically, I think what he's trying to say is you are not allowed to critique anything if it's to do with Angepostecoglou. But I don't know. I don't know. You'll have to ask him. Not allowed to say anything. Do not criticize the substitutions. Do not criticize anything. Just the way it is. But big up to you, Joe. Good evening to Paul Wilcox. Hello to you as well, my friend. Big up to Rob Wilson. How you doing, my friend? Stephen Cartwright. This is to do with the poll where I've said, what does Spurs need to do? As anyone hasn't seen the poll, it says, how can Spurs be more clinical? And I've asked the question, is it to buy more forwards? Is it to give it time and the goals will come with the players we've got? Or is it a mixture of both? So please, if you haven't already, please do smash a vote on that poll so we can get a wider reach. Daryl Denton has said less risks, more quality. Completely agree with you, Daryl. Absolutely, my man. Absolutely. Good afternoon to Joshua. Joshua, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Robert has said, will it be okay to say something bad about the team I've supported since I was a boy? I don't know, man. We're not allowed to anymore. I mean, I got told earlier that, fans like me, I'm the problem because I dare have a football channel that discusses football. By the way, I critique every club. Spurs, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Wolves. I will critique any club, any manager, any player. It's what football fans do. When you go down the pub with your mates, if you go to the pub or wherever you are socially with your mates, who sits around a table and goes, yes, yeah, I agree. Oh, Arsenal, yeah, they're brilliant. Oh, West Ham, yeah, oh, absolutely brilliant manager, brilliant tactic. No, you debate it, don't you? People go, I like this player. No, he's rubbish. Or no, he's not good enough. That's just what you do. And yet we're turning slowly into a football fan base where certain fractions of this fan base don't want it. They don't want to have that debate. You can't say anything. And it's funny because they only hear those bits they want to hear. So when I turn around and say, I think Spurs are going on the right trajectory, I think what we're doing behind the scenes is very good, Postecoglou's the right man, I think we'll win something in a couple of years, all of that missed. All of that is missed. What they hear is me going, oh, I thought you got that substitution wrong. That's the bit they hear, the little bit, that one bit. They don't hear all the good stuff. Interesting, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, Bus said, Ange, discipline, getting upset. Yes. Right, Joe, how do we stop it? How do we stop the rot? Look, the difficulty we've got as a club now, right, is that, let's be honest, if we had played, let's say we lose to City. Let's just say we lose to City, okay? And that will be 4 losses in 14 Premier League games. Now, at the beginning of the season, if I had said to you, we're going to win 8, draw 2, lose 4, you would have said, yeah, I'm comfortable with that, right? I'm comfortable with that. Sounds about right. We're going to win more than we lose and we draw. That's good. The problem is that it looks worse than it is, right? Because all of the defeats are coming in one go. Now, obviously, we've not lost to Man City. We'll talk about them in a minute. But that's what makes it look worse, right? Now, the games after Man City, that's where we've got to pick something up, right? You've got West Ham at home on the Thursday. You've got Newcastle then on the Sunday at home. Then you've got Nottingham Forest away, which won't be easy. There are no mugs there. They're going to sit in. They're going to defend for their lives. So I'll ask this question. I'll put this out there to everyone. From the next 12 points available to us, okay, for the next 12 points. So that is Man City, West Ham, Newcastle and Forest. How many points do you think Spurs are going to get? Let me know from the next 4 games. How many do you think we are going to get? I'll be interested to know. I love it. Even right now, as I say, somebody's message there is no rot. There's nothing to fix except squad depth. Over to you, Levy. It's like I think people are going a bit too literal with the phrasing. It's just a phrase, right? It's a turn of phrase. Video complete. Sophia said, evening, Savva. Big up to you, Video Complete. Ryan Griffiths, hope you're doing well, my man. Listen, absolutely. Rodney, big up to you, channel member. I said, big up, Savva, take a bow. Don't know how you do it. You just got to brush off and go again. Listen, I'm always going to have haters. I understand that because I don't toe the party line. I don't just say what would. The irony, Rodney, is this morning you watched him and others say to me, you do this, you say these things for clicks and likes to grow bigger. Let me tell you something. If I didn't say these things, I'd grow bigger. If I was more positive, if you want to say that, I'd grow bigger. So it does make me laugh when people say that. Clickbait. It's like, what? I'm one of the least clickbait YouTubers out there. But hey, these people see what they want to see. Terence, I am well. Thank you, my man. I am well. How are you doing, Terence? Are you good? Uphill Gardner has said you can't lose 6 in a row unless you've already lost 3 in a row. Stop the rot is right. Well, listen, I'll ask a question then. If this is not a rot, if 3 in a row is not a rot, what number is? 4? 5? 6? What number will people be comfortable using the turn of phrase, stop the rot? big up, Perchy. Yeah, we're going to buy a shirt between us. Lee Adler, big up. I said, evening, Savva. We have so many injuries at the moment. We just have to ride this out till January, then kick on from there. Lee, this is the problem, right? This is the problem. We do. I mean, I suppose the big question is, how do we play moving forward? And what I mean by that is, for instance, against Man City, can we go and play the way we played yesterday against Villa? Or if we do that, will we be opened up like a can of worms? That's more where I'm going with this. How do we stop the rot? How do we make ourselves difficult to beat? Because at the moment, we look easy to beat. I thought it was easy for Chelsea. I thought Wolves didn't have to do a lot and they beat us. Villa didn't even have to really get out of second gear. I thought they beat us. So, hey, it's going to be interesting. Big up Angus. Here he is. The Arsenal fans are here. Here we go. We're going to have to hear about you lot. We're winning a league. We're top of the league. Blah, blah, blah. Ratish has said, big up Savva. 3 defeats in a row is bad, but Ange just kept turning things around. I'm sure he is. I've got no doubt about that. I'm just asking when. Ryan has said the return of Angus. Absolutely. Where are we? Mr. DK has said, Savva, don't mind the smokes. Blah, blah, blah. Don't mind the snowflakes. You speak with a golden tongue. Yeah, listen. Listen. Do you know what? Many times I've had chat like with Perch and said, "Oh, should I just tame down who I am?" And I think the thing is, if I tame down who I am, then I'm not who I am. At the end of the day, when I'm wrong, I'll put my hand up and say I was wrong. At the moment, I'm being proved not wrong. So it is what it is. Liston has said we're doing fine. We lose here and there, but we play all right most of the time. Keep building and we can do things in 2 to 3 years. Yep, absolutely. This is all I've said, Liston. This is what I've said. This is when the people come for me calling me negative. This is my opinion on it. I think it's going to take a while. I really do. Joe, big up to you. I said, keep being fair and honest, Savva. So nice to hear unbiased content. I try my best, my friend. I try my best. Liam, big up to you. Liam has said, would love to see Levy get rid of Richie and Hill and sign Santiago Jimenez. Now you're talking my language. These are the sort of signings I think we desperately need. Desperately. Video complete. Sofiana said, I was looking forward to watching Haaland against Romero and VDV a month ago, but now I think Haaland will get a hat-trick against this pack line. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to contain not just Haaland. I think what I've been watching a lot from City lately is Haaland's getting very good at holding up play and bringing the runners into the game. So we've got to watch that. My worry more is going to be Rodri running the game in the middle of the park and Doku out wide against Porro. I think he's gonna have Porro on toast. So that's my worries. Also, my worry is that there's over 145 of you in here and only 51 likes. Smash that like button, people. Come on. And as we know, we will give away a free Spurs shirt when we get to 12K. We're only 64 away from that happening. Bill has said, but Savva, you don't know Ange because you're not Australian. Yeah, I honestly, I wake up to messages every day in my chat from people telling me, you're not Australian, you don't know Ange. And it's like, I don't know what that's got to do with anything. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not Brazilian, right? But I've seen Neymar play. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm not South Korean, but I've seen Sonny play for the last 8 seasons. Very, very protective to the point where it's weird. Again, it's almost like people are supporting the manager, not the football club. Hey, just me. Sav, I critique birds, each to their own. Okay, good. Big up Danny D. Vindaloo said, big up Savva. 3 losses for any team is a rot. Fans are tribal and tribes will disagree. Listen, I agree. I think that 3 is not good. 3 in a row is not good. If you get to the point where it's 4, 5, 6, then you really got to worry. But hopefully we can stop it in the next couple of games. Brian has said early season was built on a solid defensive base. We don't have that now. We have a midfield options, but defense is the issue for sure. Absolutely for sure. Which was the frustrating thing about our transfer window. I think if we're going to be brutally honest, that was the frustrating thing. Don't worry, you haven't said anything bad. Don't worry. Angus has said West Ham will beat yous as well, even if you have Romero back. Oh, here he is. Angus, give me 3 reasons why West Ham will beat Spurs at home. I'll wait. Crossbones Gaming, big up. I said, unfortunately, it's not just a football thing. It's a complete society issue. People can't have an opinion on anything now without upsetting somebody. Oh, listen, I upset people every day because I won't play along with this fake title nonsense that everyone decided, not everyone, but that certain fans decided they were going to get into. And then what I get back is like what he told me this morning. Let them have their fun. Cool. Let them have their fun. But then when I'm saying we won't, don't call me negative. It works both ways. You call me negative, I'll call you deluded. That's how life works, right? Tit for tat. Big up. Mark Cook's gone with 2 points from those 12 games. 2. So he's going with 2 draws. I'm guessing against West Ham and Forest, maybe. Brian's going with 7. Brian thinks we're going to win 2 of them, draw 1 of them, and only lose 1. Okay. Good evening, Phil Coys. How you doing, brother? I hope you're well. Rodney thinks 5. Uphill Gardner's 6. Ed M 6. George 6. Paul Wilcox 4. Wow, Lee would love to get 10 from that 12. I just can't see a way which we get anything against Man City if I'm brutally honest. Ratish just said in January we need to strengthen our attack and more squad depth with Sarr and Bissouma going to AFCON. Plus, we need a centre-back. There's a lot of work to do over the next few windows. A lot of work to do. Potato Stewart said 4 points. Bill said 0. We ain't winning a game until VDV and Maddison are back. Bill's going for 0. So, Bill, you think we're going to lose to Man City and Forest away and West Ham and Newcastle at home? 4 home defeats in a row. See, I don't even think we're going to do that. Maybe you should replace me on here, Bill. You could be the villain. Big up to you. Robert Wilson said 2. Vindaloo's Arsenal. He said we're going to get 0. Okay, cool. I said, seems to me, apart from keyboard pundits, most Spurs supporters are protective of Ange. Absolutely. Nebo thinks we're going to get 4 points. Paul, no. Harry Maguire in a high line. It would be the world. Oh, it'd be the worst. No. Ryan has said, if you did the toxic positive, you'd have 100k subs. Possibly I'd have more subs. Anyone that hasn't subbed, please can you? Listen, here's where we're at. Here's where we're at, people. There you go. 11,936. We need 50. That's terrible maths. 64 to get to the 12k. So if anyone does want to, please do. And the quicker we get there, we'll do an auction and give away a shirt. Savva, you rotter. Yeah. Ryan, it's a 3 in a row is a rot for a so-called big club. The thing is, what makes me laugh about this, Ryan, is if Arsenal, if Liverpool, if Man U, if Chelsea, if City lost 3 in a row, our fans would be losing their mind, laughing their heads off. Look at them. When we're losing 3 in a row, don't worry, it's not a rot. We're okay. It cracks me up, man. It cracks me up. I almost wish I was as biased as some fans. I truly do. It's not built in me. Daniela has said, good evening, Savva. I'm not looking forward to the City game whatsoever. Are you? Do you know what? I'm only looking forward to it because I'm going to actually be watching it on a beach. I'm going to be on holiday. I fly out on Saturday morning to go on holiday. So I'm going to be on a beach watching Spurs, hopefully with a nice cocktail in hand, tanning. So I am looking forward to it from that respect. Am I looking forward to it from how they're going to run through our defence at will? No. If you offered me 3-0 right now to City, I'd take it. I've said this, the last 2 games, my predictions have been right, where I've said that we're going to lose by 1 goal to Wolves and to Villa. And listen, I think it's going to be a long 90 minutes. Phil said the only thing that was rotten is our owner and our form. Phil. Can't just sweep our form under the carpet. Okay. Bill said people talking about our injuries. I thought we only needed our first 11. Bill, again, when the same people were talking about title challenges, they weren't talking about injuries. They were talking about this 11. Team McWilliam. Again, I love it. Tim McWilliam, I do love how positive your account is, and I love it, and I'm very different and blah, blah, blah. But we can't just keep playing that way. Teams are opening us up. Like, teams are getting at us very, very easily. So we've got to make some critique, surely. We've got to make some changes. Paul has said park the bus, but Ange doesn't know how to park the bus. Daniel E has said no manager is above criticism. Remember, not even Pep. Absolutely. I see Pep Guardiola getting ripped to pieces on Sky every week, and you're thinking, this guy wins trebles. Like, this guy has won 2 trebles in his career, and we're talking about, but we can't criticise Ange, and Arsenal fans will have you believe you can't criticise Arteta. Not all of them. Can't criticise Arteta, and you can't criticise Klopp. Football fans, it's gone mad. Okay, cool. So Savva's propensities, I haven't moaned about anything. I bring up the facts. Okay, cool. If you don't like it, that's on you, my man. I bring up the facts. People don't like it, get upset because it's our club and they think I should be more tribalistic. I don't do tribalism. I don't do it. Angus said, I never said we are winning it. I'm just enjoying back where we belong. Back where you belong. When have you ever belonged top of the league? Interesting. Lee has said, yeah, this is the issue. In an ideal world, we would love to play like we do and get something at the Etihad. Problem is, if City get going, we could be in for a bit of a hiding. This is a Man City team that just had, I mean, let me just double check. In City's game against, where are we? Here we go. Come on, standings, Premier League. Right, what's their name? Man City. City's game against Liverpool. City had 64% of the ball against Liverpool, a full-strength Liverpool. I'm just going to leave that there, just simmering. Now think about our backline. Oh, makes me shudder. Absolutely, it's just who I am. Would 6 points be okay? Listen, if you offered me 6 points from the next 12 all day long, I think there's some tough games in there. Forest away is not easy. Newcastle are not easy. West Ham is a London derby, and Man City away against the best team on the planet. 6 points all day long. I would bite your hand off for that. Again, I say this all the time. I would bite your hand off for that. I said I would have bitten people's hand off for a point at Wolves and a point against Villa, and I was called negative. Yeah, he's one of me. He's Greek like me, so I do understand, Ange. Daniela said, I enjoy the content you give, Savva and Perchy. I appreciate the effort and thank you for all the streams. Daniela, you're more than welcome. We really enjoy doing it. We very much enjoy it. Nebo has said, Ange is of Greek origin with Australian nationality. Ben Kaufman has said, teams cannot win the league if they lose 6 games. And we lost half of that in 3 games. Yeah, Ben, look, I think that's it. When you look last season, City won the league. They lost 5 games in a season. We're already at 3. So, again, all I ask, Ben, is just for people to just to relax a little bit. That's all. Just relax. Just relax. Just relax. That's all I've asked for all season. Just relax. Sometimes I don't go about it the right way. But I think people should know me by now. Like, it's just who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am, mate. Thank you very much for everyone who's liking. We need more likes, though. Come on. We've only got 80. We should be at 100 nice and easily here, people. Video complete. Sofiana said Pochettino came back to White Hart Lane and gave us the evil eye. He did indeed. Ryan has said we're 2-1 down now. Yes, I'm guessing you are talking about... sorry, I need to... What's going on? Fulham 2, Wolves 1, and also in the Spanish league, you've got Girona versus Athletic Bilbao, and Girona need a win to go back to the top of the table. So this is going to be interesting the last 20 minutes. And in the Serie A, it's Bologna 1, Torino 0. So I'll keep you updated with those scores as they go in. Where are we? Daniel E has said the one thing I will never do as a fan in my life is have beer goggles on when analysing a Tottenham match. I will never lie and say things are good when they're not. Absolutely. Do you know what? Here's how I would say it. I think things look rosy for the future. I think if we can keep this manager, right, and back him, which is always a big thing, and back him, then I don't see any reason why we can't be a very good team in a few years. Right now, we're struggling because of the depth of the squad, of course, and I think that was obvious. So for me, I think there's a lot to be positive about, but I can't see us lose games and then keep being positive. I can't keep saying, oh, like there's 2 or 3 games in a row, the same fans each time refuse to admit that anything wrong has happened. They keep saying, oh, it's just injuries. It isn't just injuries. Substitutions, tactics, everything goes into it. Ratisha said out of the next games, I'm predicting between 5 to 6 points. So that's going to be interesting. 5 to 6 points from the next 12. So, okay. So you're either going with a win and 2 draws and a defeat, or 2 wins and 2 defeats. Bill has said, I said it the minute they both went off in the Chelsea game. We can't play this way without VDV, especially. It's madness and blatantly obvious. Listen, I agree. I think we can play this way without them if you've got clinical goal scorers. But we have to acknowledge that we're always going to give chances away at the back. That's just how this system is working. Even with Van de Ven and Romero, we were giving up chances. We've got to remember that. And by the way, every team gives up chances. Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, United, Chelsea, everyone does. But I feel like we do quite a lot. Like 15 at home yesterday was quite a lot. George, second ask, there's a show tomorrow. We've got the Rivals React show at 6 p.m. tomorrow. So join us for that. And then we've got a couple of videos coming out during the day. And then don't forget, Perchie and I have got, for December, we have got the Tottenham Advent calendar. So every day there's a different window, a video. And through the window video, there is going to be a different debate. So join us for those. They'll be at 10 a.m. starting on the 1st of December. So starting, if my maths is right, Friday. Starting on Friday. Ultras, Kenny is a Savva in chat. Do you guys think Levy really will back Ange with the right transfers? $1 million question, my man. It's why I don't get too carried away. Got to see these owners put their money where their mouth is. Yeah, these owners have got to put their money where their mouth is. Joe has said we'll get as many points as real goals, and that will be 3 in those games. So Joe thinks we're going to score 3 goals across the next 4 games. Scoring is becoming a worry, isn't it? When I say is becoming, we haven't been free-flowing scoring all season, have we? So it is becoming a bit of a worry. 123 Bus has said we won't be stopping the rot if we have to play the likes of Skip. Yeah, I can't believe he's still coming on for us, but it is what it is. Mr. DK has said brothers like you and Stell get a lot of shite for being real. Yeah. Sometimes people don't want truth. Sometimes people want fluff. Now, listen, I could be a creator that comes on here and says, imagine you didn't know me, right? I'm going to ask you, imagine you didn't know me and I'll start up a channel. And my first video is me sitting here going, you know what, guys? Angepostecoglou is the best manager in the world. I think we're winning the league. Now, every show I then come on and go, I know we've lost 3 in a row. I think we're winning the league. I think we can win the league. I think that would get me loads more views, loads more subscribers, but it wouldn't quite be the truth or my truth, so to speak. Video completed, so please make a watch along on the beach. I don't think I'm going to be doing that. I don't think the wife is going to be happy if I was doing that at all. Do you? Rodney has said, as bad as Man U have been, bet they jump above us before the end of December. We will have a good Feb onwards. Yeah, listen, what we've slowly but surely seen, Rodney, I don't know if you remember, about a month ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, maybe, I turned around and said, 3 games in football is everything. 3 games in football can make you or break you. And unfortunately, what we've seen is in our last 3 games is that we've struggled. We've struggled and we've lost 9 points. Not lost, but, haven't gained a single point. And what the teams behind us have done, Man United have won all their games in that time. Aston Villa are winning games in that time. Brighton are winning games in that time. So what we've done is that great start where we went above these people, it's now being chipped away at, slowly chipped away. Let's have a look at the league table, shall we? Let me bring the league table up. Sorry, table here. Right, if I bring the league table up, hopefully that's big enough. Sorry, Rodney, I'm just going to get rid of your comment there. If I bring the league table up, right. Everyone see that? Oh, it's a bit small. 1 second, sorry. It's a bit small. Right, can everyone see that? Is that big enough? So, whereas I think 3 games ago, we had like a 10-point gap between us and the rest, or 9 points, whatever it was. we're now in a position where at the weekend we could go below Newcastle, below Man United. We could end the week in 7th. Now, that's fine. It's not a problem. But then what that does is if Brighton win, they then close the gap by another point. If West Ham win, they're then 3 points behind us. So it's a massively important game, as is the Fulham Wolves game, where Wolves have just equalised, a penalty from Hwang Hee Chan equalising for Wolves. So big up Ryan Griffiths in the chat. But yeah, listen, I mean, let me ask everyone in the chat, if I had offered this to you after 13 games at the beginning of the season, would you have taken it? Spurs to be sitting in 5th, 26 points, 4 points off the top. I think we would have, wouldn't we? Let us know. Tony Domovsky has said the reality is that half of the first team players are missing. It will affect every team. The depth of squad was always going to be an issue. Tony, Newcastle have more than half their team out and they're winning games. Man City have 6 or 7 players out at the moment. They're winning games. Chelsea have had players out. They've won some games for the weekend. So, yes, it's going to be an issue, but it's it is what it is. You have to deal with it. You have to cope with it. And we didn't buy for this. Absolutely, Brian. This is Angus all over. Angus I love Angus, but it is funny. It is funny. Paul Wilcox said that's one hell of a stat for City. Is that the 64%? Well, let me give you some good news about Spurs going to Man City this weekend. Man City in 2023 have played 24 games at the Etihad and haven't lost a single one of them. Does that mean a record's there to be broken, or is that, oh my God, I can't believe we're going there next? Let me know your thoughts. It's going to be an interesting game. Savva, the fan base is so happy. What do you think Levy will do in January? I think we'll buy a couple of cheap players. I think we'll buy people like, what's his name, from Lloyd Kelly. For me, I think we'll go for some cheap players like that, Terence, if I'm brutally honest. Daniel E has said Haaland against a back four of recognised fullbacks and having to play as makeshift centre-backs. Seriously, it's a wrap. It's going to be peak. It's going to be a long game. It really, really is. Ultras Kenny has said, Savva, on your answer on Phil Coy's message, it is on Levy to not have bought in players to replace your strong first 11. If you have better players to replace them, I'm sure your form would be better. Yeah, always. Yep, I don't think I've ever disagreed with that, which is why I never get carried away, because we don't do what we need to do as a club. Phil Coy said, with this stop the rot thing context, we have taken the lead in those three. It doesn't matter. We've lost all three, Phil. That's not context. That's not what the word context means. If I lose 3 games, it doesn't matter if I scored in all of them or scored first. You've lost all 3 games. Big up Danny K in the chat. I said, I think if any Spurs fans that think Spurs will win the league is delusional. Danny, I said this earlier, and your mate Paul went mental at me. So, I don't know. Your mate Paul was, you can't call people delusional. I can, and I did, and I will. Big up Danny. Love streaming with Danny. Kieran said Emerson cannot start for us ever again, let alone at centre-back. No, completely agree with you. Completely agree with you. One of the worst players I've seen in a Spurs shirt. I just think he is absolutely horrendous. Let me know your thoughts. Am I being too harsh on him? I just think that he's one of the worst players I've ever seen. I really do. Hey, that's just me. It's just me. Where are we? There we go. Oh, is that the 28th? Scheduled the 28th? Or the 20? No, hang on. Scheduled the 28th? What am I doing? Sorry, I don't know what happened there. Sorry, my thing came up saying something about the 28th and it's the 27th. Don't know what's going on. Big up. Terence doesn't think we're going to win before Christmas. I think we're going to win before Christmas. We will win before Christmas. Perchy, this is in the chat. So we're only 61 now, so I hadn't checked it. We're only 61 away from giving away a Spurs shirt and getting to 12K. Big up Matthew Paris, big up from Barbados, brother. Enjoy the content. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Matthew. I won't be in Barbados. I'm going to Cape Verde, but I wish I was going to Barbados. So big up to you over there. Tony has said, Sav, I do love your honesty. And is by the media boy at the moment, which helps him, but that will change. I was sad about Terry Venables. Yeah, listen, Tony. Yeah, really sad news. Rest in peace, Terry Venables. I think this is the key thing. At the moment, no one's allowed to say anything about Ange. I think that, as always, with any group of fans, and especially with Spurs fans, when he's been here a year and you lose games, people will start to question it. It's natural. It's what people do. Robert says, Sav, what's your thoughts on Johnson? I feel like he's very average. I feel like he's one of those players that will do something good every 5 or 6 games. You might see something good from him. For me, I just think the money could have been spent so much better. So much better. Brian has said, would you sell Skip? Yes, I don't even need to know the rest, but good kid, but not developed as we hoped he would, sadly. Another Harry Winks. Yeah, I think you could see it from him immediately. Not good enough. I think we're trying to push players in that just really, really aren't good enough. That makes sense. It was Henry. Okay, no worries, mate. Yeah, sorry, it was Henry. I keep seeing people as well saying, are you and Henry still friends? I don't see you and Henry speak. Yes, Henry and I still speak every day. Constantine has said, Savva, when everybody is fit, where would you rank Spurs squad compared to the rest of the Big Six and Newcastle? If Ange gets top 4, he is overachieved. Let me sorry, bear in 1 second. Let me address your last bit first. Yes, if Ange gets top 4, for me, give the man a statue. It will be a phenomenal season. Said that all along. For me, I think he should be aiming to get into Europe, whether that's Europa League, Conference League, just get back into Europe. Get the ball rolling. Build a bigger squad. Blood some youth players. Play in those European competitions. Now, the first bit, Savva, when everybody's fit, where would I rank Spurs squad? I would say Man City, followed by Liverpool, followed by Arsenal, followed by, at the moment, followed by Villa, followed by Newcastle, followed by Spurs. I would say we've got the 6th best squad, just for me personally. I think we've got a lot of dross that other clubs don't have that we need to get rid of before we talk about squads. Ange Ball said the first goal was just a world-class ball in. Maybe a better defender would have dealt with it. But I'm not too sure. The second goal, admittedly, was terrible defending. Yeah, it wasn't just the goal, was it? I think there was a lot of terrible defending on the day. But hey, it is what it is. You know what these players are going to do. We know what they are like. Let me catch up with time a little bit here. Ryan has said, I'll take a point from this Fulham game. We've not been great. Yeah, I mean, listen, you're in no danger of going down this season. So take the point. Let's see. Danny Kiriakou. Hang on, sorry, Angel said, so it really is a free hit if we can nick a draw, then laughing. I mean, if we nick a draw at City, it'd be the best result of the season for us if we can nick a point there. I would think they would be very disappointed if they don't beat us. Danny has said, Ben Davies and Emerson is just laughable. We can't even win a game, let alone compete for a title. Yep. Don't be negative though, Danny. Don't be negative. We can win a title. We were top after 10 games, remember. 1, 2, 3 bus. He's got 1 more game suspension. Then he'll be back for the West Ham game. Oh God, can you imagine Joe Rodon? Just God, awful player. Liam said, Savva, who would you want at centre half? God, I mean, I'd love to see someone like a Guehi, an Anderson, a Hincapi, a Bremer. I think there's loads of centre halves out there I would take, but just not Emerson Royal ever. For my eyes hate me for making them watch Emerson Royal play football. It's embarrassing. Brian said, who then instead of Emerson? Dyer, Dorrington. I'd rather see Dorrington. And I'd rather see him make his debut. Maybe a couple of mistakes in him. I'd rather that than watch Emerson Royal all day long. all day long. Ryan has said, Daniel, sorry, that's not the one. Yes, no pressure at the Etihad, just a free hit. It is a free hit. Danny Kiriakou has said, Savva, question, can a player be deemed as having a good game if he has a good game, but his mistakes had a hand in both goals? I think you could say that they had a decent game. Their overall play was good, but ultimately they weren't good enough and contributed to the defeat. Would that be fair? Which game are you talking about? Are you talking about Wolves or Villa? Vindaloo said, Savva, do you think Ange game management can be improved knowing the injuries and suspensions? Look, yes, I think this isn't Ange. Every manager can improve their in-game management, whether they've got injuries or suspensions. Eddie Howe's doing it right now with kids. Eddie Howe's bringing teenagers off the bench at Newcastle. Newcastle are more depleted than we are. So, yeah, I do believe so. Lynn Simpson has said, Savva, do you think Ange's a little naive, even though he isn't new to management? I don't think he's. I think he's naive sometimes when we're struggling in a game. I think he's naive that we just keep going forward when teams are picking us off at the back, like Wolves did, like Villa did. But hey, that's the way he plays. So it's up to him, isn't it? It's up to him what he does. Ange Ball said Bissouma, Bentancur, and Celso in the middle will give us a fighting chance come Sunday. Yeah, I don't think they'll touch the ball, really. If I'm honest, I think Man City will do what they did to Liverpool, have all the ball, and will hurt us at the back. So, yeah, sorry for me. I don't think it matters if Bissouma, Bentancur, and Lo Celso play. I think this is going to be a tough day at the office. I said this about Wolves and Villa, and this is the next level up. Tony said, I wouldn't swap Cedric for Emerson. That says it all. Yeah, he's an awful footballer. I'll call it as it is. Paul has said, we won't stop the rot until we start getting our players back. Well, listen, Paul, what makes me laugh was fans like you and many others were telling me we were going to beat Villa with these players out, and we were going to beat Wolves with these players out. So which one is it? Are we going to beat these players? Everyone kept predicting, even with the injuries, we're going to beat Villa, we're going to beat Wolves. Now, all of a sudden, they're the reason we're losing the games. Which one is it? Be interested to know, my man. Wayne said, love the work you and Perchie provide. You was bang on earlier. Thank you, bro. Really appreciate that. Barnett has said, Spurs outplayed Villa with half their team injured. It's criminal to say they have a better squad than us. No, it's not, because their squad was what won them the game. I don't think you understand how squad works. Their subs changed the game. When they brought on Tielemans, Leon Bailey, changed the game. Their squad worked. Ours didn't. So, no, I don't think it is criminal to say that. At the end of the day, we'll see. I think Aston Villa have got more options than we have. I think even at centre-back, you look, they've got Mings out injured. They've still got Konza. They've still got Pau Torres, Diego Carlos. They've got options. We haven't. Just for me. They are a good team that everyone keeps dismissing. They're a very good team. Darren has said, Spurs, Savva, can you trust Perchie with a channel? What? Perchie? What does he know that I don't? Yes, we can trust. What do you mean? It's Perchie's channel as well. Tony said, this won't be the last time Romero will get sent off. So get used to it, as he will cost you. Yep. Everyone praising him. He's the reason why we're having to play a back two of a Royale and Davis. Just saying. Yes, all day long. Royale is one of the worst footballers I've seen. Video complete. Sofiane has said Hincapié and Itakura. I'd take both of them. Absolutely. Avian has said in Jan we need to get Jota on loan, a centre back like Itakura or Dragosin, and focus on outgoings. Yeah, going to be a big January. For sure. By the way, keep smashing the like button, people. Really do appreciate you. We're up to 105 likes now. Can we get 3 or 4 more subscribers? That would be brilliant. 3 or 4 more subscribers. It is pinned, and then we can start thinking about giving away a shirt. Has Spurs a short at this point, and just to play some of the youngsters? I definitely would. Hope you're well, brother. I definitely would. He doesn't seem like he wants to. Gary has said, I went back and watched the guest 30 minutes. Liked what we were doing, but need to put our shots on target. It's amazing watching Bentancur how smooth he is versus Højbjerg and the others. Yeah, look, Bentancur's a good footballer. Silky smooth. Yeah, look, the first 30 minutes is good, but the problem is we tire out after the first 30 minutes. That's my worry about the way we play. Shay has said, who is your favourite Tottenham player of all time and why? My favourite player versus the best player that's played for the club. My favourite player is right there, David Ginola. You see him? He's my favourite player. Loved him. Just absolutely everything that I would love to see in a Spurs shirt right now. Guile, pace, skill, just everything. Everything that we lack right now. Yeah, Paul, I've got no expectations yet. I think keep the score to a minimum. Paul, you say, I guess Howe's got better backup than us at Newcastle. If you actually look at the players, he had to play a 17-year-old in central midfield at the weekend, mate. A 17-year-old in central midfield. Barnett Fantasy Savva, you are contradicting yourself. I love it. I haven't even read the comment. I love it when people say this because I know it's not going to make sense. Savva, you are contradicting yourself. If we have no chance to win the title, surely the best thing to do would be get used to Ange's style. Anyone banging on about pragmatism don't understand. I mean, first of all, I think you need to learn what contradicting yourself means. Just because I don't think we have a chance of winning the title doesn't mean I think we should go gung-ho every game and not worry about not conceding. Have a little think, yeah? Come on, have a think about that. Don't be so silly. You need to be pragmatic sometimes. You can't never be pragmatic. I see Pep go pragmatic, Klopp go pragmatic. You can't just be gung-ho the whole game, every game. Danny has said, I agree, Sav. I'm talking about Villa. Davis did well, but again was partially part of the reason for conceding, but not the reason why we lost. That was poor. I agree. I completely agree with you, my man. I completely agree with you. Barry can have me. I just don't understand how anyone can watch Royale with their eyes and decide, yeah, I rate this guy. I don't know. Absolutely, Phil. Yeah, listen, I thought City would beat us 3-1. I think I said 3 or 4-1 with our best 11. We give up chances. So without those defenders, listen, I'll say it. I'm going to repeat what I've said for Villa and Wolves. I'll bite your hand off for a point now, but if we get a win, it will be the best win of the season. I've said it all along, but, Robert said, I'm going to give Ange time to build his own team and get rid of the Deadwood, but I will call him out when he sometimes gets it wrong. Absolutely. Both of those things can be true at once. Absolutely. You keep at it, my friend. You keep at it. And said, unfortunately, when we have to play Davis Dyer or Emerson centre-back, it puts the whole team on edge. We've got too much previous. Yeah, it's almost like we didn't have a summer transfer window where we could have addressed this issue. Do you know what I mean? Thank you to the one person who did just subscribe. We really do appreciate you. Chris said, how much would Le Magnifique be worth now? This guy would just be... I mean, when you think we've got people that rate Kulu, Brian Hill and Brennan Johnson, imagine this guy. Imagine this guy right now, 150 million. This guy would... anyone of age knows. Anyone of age knows about Ginola. Anyone who doesn't. Of course, you'd be amazed, Angus. Listen, as long as we keep it respectable, I think. Bill, I think they do. I think some of these people, loads of people talk like they know him personally. The number of times, Bill, I wake up and my YouTube comments say, Sav, what you've got to understand about Ange is he does X, he does Y. I've heard that he just chucks in youth. He's happy to. Haven't seen that. I heard before the Fulham game, all the people going, don't worry, mate. I'm Australian or I'm a Celtic fan and always goes strong in the cup games. He's going to go strong. Then when he didn't, they changed to, I understand what he was doing. It's just like, honestly, it is funny. Neither goal was due to Ange's tactics, just terrible defenders. Yeah, no, I don't believe that. The problem is you didn't protect the back four at all. If you have to play with the personnel that you've got, if you haven't got the personnel to play a high line, you can't do it. Come on. Yeah, just absolutely amazing. Yeah. I'm confused by comments saying Spurs come in the league. People so deluded. I got in trouble for saying deluded earlier. But yes, and Fulham have got a penalty and scored it in the last 4 minutes. Oh, wow. Who's messaged me here? He hasn't been found out yet. Playing with everyone in the squad, including the clean lady. They ripped up Villa yesterday. Everyone said fullbacks. They will never again. Never. The clean lady is head of him in the back and centre back. I've no idea what this means. Again, I constantly, every day, it's, I'm Australian, I know this. I'm Australian. I've got nothing against the Australians, but you do realise the rest of us have access to watch all the games across the world as well. Ange isn't like it. We know who Ange is. We've seen his Celtic team. But hey, it does make you laugh. Yeah, absolutely he was, mate. Absolutely, he was absolutely brilliant to watch. Fulham's next game is at Anfield. That's a guaranteed L. Yeah, unfortunately, you would say that. And, you would say that Liverpool... Let's have a look at the fixtures this weekend, shall we? Let's have a look at the fixtures and see how the land lies. Right, fixtures this weekend. Arsenal at home to Wolves. You have to fancy Arsenal. Liverpool at home to Fulham. You have to fancy Liverpool. Man City home to Spurs. You'd have to fancy Man City. And Villa away at Bournemouth. So a little gap could open up. Big game for Spurs. Big game for Spurs. Big up to you, GBC fan. Hope you're well, my friend. Really hope that you are well. Phil Coys said, Angel Spurs have already exceeded my expectations. How? We're 13 games into the season. We're 13 games into a season. Phil, it's just positivity for positivity's sake at this point. Full 4th, 5th finish and a good cup run would be a great season. Even 6th or 7th wouldn't be that bad. Every transfer window. Listen, but it's... When we say we've exceeded, how can you exceed an expectation after 13 games? I don't know. Nothing's happened. We haven't finished anywhere. After this weekend, we could be 7th. You know what I mean? Just slow down. Yes. Unless he gets bought some top quality players, I think it will be as. With top quality players, you can do it. When you've got the players he's got and continue to do it, it could be an issue. Look, I love the guy. I love what he's trying to do. I think he's going to do really well. You know me, we've known each other for years now, my friend. This is all going to go back to one person. This is all going to go back to Daniel Levy. So let's see what Daniel Levy does. Big up Philly. Big up my man. Hope you're well. Bill has said, if we English don't know Ange, then you Aussies don't know Tottenham Hotspur. Jesus Christ. I'm going to start a war against all of Australia here. Yeah, this is the worry, Angus. I mean, at the moment, if we look at the league table, if we look at the league table, so Arsenal, as it stands, are 4 points clear of Spurs. If Arsenal beat Wolves and then Spurs lose to City, we're then 7 points behind Arsenal already. And look, I've said it all season. I think Arsenal, City and Liverpool will eventually pull away as a three, with Villa, Spurs, United, Newcastle, Brighton all in that next little batch. We'll see if that comes true. We'll see. It's not. We're just reading out a couple of comments where it was very much Savva, you don't know Ange because you're not Australian, blah, blah, blah. That's all it was. Savva, you would have been apoplectic if you were a Yokohama fan when Ange had them 12th in the first season. He won them the league next season. The first season under Ange, I wouldn't have been apoplectic. I'm not apoplectic now. I am the one Barnet fan 43, right? I am the one that didn't think we were going to be winning anything this season. Why would I be apoplectic? I'm allowed to critique Ange. It's okay to critique a manager. And the first season under Ange was always going to be hard. Of course it was. Who said it wouldn't? Tony Fulbrook said that Scottish Premiership isn't hard to win. There's only 2 teams. Our bottom teams could win it. Ange isn't proven. Tony, I don't really agree with that. I think Ange is a very good manager. But look, he's a very good manager, but there is a massive difference between saying, oh, this is what he did at Celtic, and then expecting the same thing to be true in the Premier League. That's natural. The harder the league, the harder it is to do. Phileas said, Ange shouldn't have to change his philosophy or system. The onus on the organisation, sure. But at the moment, he hasn't got those players, Philly. You know what I mean? At the moment, surely in any walk of life, in any business, you have to adapt to what is available to you, don't you? Surely. Ange ball. So pressure will be on Arsenal to hold top spot. Should get the job done, which will have more pressure on City to get the result. Clutching at straws there, aren't you? Clutching at straws. GBC said, Ange's tactics haven't been really the issue. It's more the players. They remind me a lot of the bad spell we had under Conte's first season. Look, apparently we're not allowed to critique him. We're not allowed to critique him. For me, I thought he got the second half badly wrong yesterday. I do. I think he got the second half wrong. I think the subs he made, I thought he took away the impetus from us. But hey, that's just me. That's just me. I thought the first half was stunning. First half was the best we've seen for a very long time. Oh, yeah, I don't think they'll win the league either. Don't worry about that. Joseph Tyler, big up my man. Said, all right, Savva, I think it won't be till Ange's third season until he gets the squad he wants. Still plenty of deadwood. Absolutely, mate. There's going to be loads of windows to make this happen, which is why I didn't think the talk of the title was realistic. Angus said, if we get a world-class striker and midfielder, then possibly we could win the title. No, I can't see it. I don't know who you're going to sign as what world-class striker are you signing? I'd love to know. Big up, Jacob. Big up. If you haven't already, please do go and subscribe to Jacob at the United Spurs of America. Please do go over there and subscribe. Mark Cook has said, Savva, do you think Levy will buy or loans and who he can get out in January? January's tough to get rid of people. We might be able to get rid of a few people on loan. I reckon we'll probably get a really cheap deal and the loan coming in. I think we'll get Lloyd Kelly on a cheap, and then I think we'll probably get someone like Yotta on a loan. Joseph said, what's cheered me up for sure after the disappointing result yesterday? I got engaged today. Congratulations, my man. Congratulations. Really, really pleased for you, mate. Tell us all about it. How did you do it? How romantic was it? Let us know. Moody Spur. Love that name. He said, in my opinion, our results reflect a combination of new manager bounce and poor opposition. Now we're seeing what this team is really about. Even with our first 11, we couldn't put a sustained performance in. I think as with anything, I think there's a lot of things in the middle. I think, we in our first 10 games, we played well in patches. We played badly in patches. We beat a lot of the poorer teams. We also beat Liverpool, which was a better team. Now we're seeing how can a squad cope when you get a few injuries. And that was always going to be, for me, that was always obvious that was going to happen. Joe has said he must know these players can't do what he wants and are not going to last the pace. You would think so. Paul Wiley said the bottom teams in England can't win it, if that's what Tony meant. It depends. Who he's saying? Winning the Scottish title. I guess the question would be this. If Celtic played in the Premier League with their current squad, obviously it probably wouldn't be that one, then where would they finish? Where would they finish? Barnet fan 43 said Brennan Johnson is going to be a fantastic for Spurs in the long run. Has made an impact in every game so far. I don't think he's made an impact in every game so far at all. I don't think. I mean, he didn't really do anything yesterday, from what I can remember. When I can't really think of it too much. Again, I think we're just saying these things. We're throwing out words like fantastic. I haven't seen anything from him ever that makes me go, yeah, fantastic. I'll ask you this. If he played for Arsenal, what would you be saying about him? There's the test. Yeah, that's just it from me. Wow. I mean, if Arsenal managed to get Barella and Vlahovic, yeah, then I look at them in a whole different light. I just can't see that Arsenal are going to do that. But I'd love to know who are the you're not going to, Aston Villa are not going to sell you Douglas Luiz in January. Let's be brutally honest about this. They are not going to let you have him, are they? Ange Ball, yeah, I agree. Me too. I've been really underwhelmed by Brennan Johnson. I think that he is all pace and no real technical ability. But the problem is, this is what I mean. Unfortunately, our fan bases, we've got these sort of people that everything is amazing. So you don't actually get any truth. This is the problem, because we just think everybody is amazing that signs for Spurs. We've made some wonderful signings. We've made some average signings. We've made some poor signings, the same as any other club. Philly, Phil, I think you're being a bit harsh. He's only had one window. He's had one window, and he's signed 8 players. So, I think, let's give it a few windows. Like he's had 8 new signings. Apparently, he wanted Brennan Johnson. One thing we can say is Postecoglou, he himself has said, right? Postecoglou himself has said every player that comes through the door, he wants. So any signing we make, it can't be that he wasn't backed. He's said to it. He's put himself in a corner. Said this. Yeah, I remember that. I remember he skipped past Digne, and yeah, but I mean, for 90 minutes, I don't know. I didn't think at the time he may come good. For me, I just thought that with that 47, 50 million, whatever, he could have got much better. Yeah, Angus, why would they? I don't know why Aston Villa, who are in good form, trying to do their own things, would sell you one of their best players in the January window. I don't see it. I really, really don't see it. Paul has said Celtic and Rangers will be bottom half of the Premier League, I think, but they'd grow into it over time. Yeah, I guess the difficulty with this question always, I suppose, Paul, is if they were in the Premier League, then it would be different, right? They'd be buying Premier League type players. They'd have Premier League type money. So, but yeah, it's always a kind of suck it and see question, isn't it? We'll never really know the answer. We'll never really know the answer. Philly, big up. I said Johnson for me is rotation at best. I saw this when we Spurs signed him. Underwhelming when you compare it to Diaby and Kudus. Yeah, listen, for me, I thought it was a very underwhelming signing. Loads of people try to convince me, the same people that are now trying to convince me that Lloyd Kelly's going to be a top signing. We'll see. Dominic Carney said Luis to Arsenal, Lo Celso to Villa. We'll see. Listen, Angus, let's see if your club do it. I don't think you're going to do it. I don't think you're going to do it. Yeah, no, I know, but I mean, what happens if we lose the next 2, Phil? Would they have exceeded your expectations if we lose the next 2 straight off? Like, where does it stop? I mean, for me, I'm concerned in the patterns I'm seeing in games now. I'm concerned. Even before we got the injuries, I was concerned in the patterns, and I said that, and everyone mocked me, and I'm still seeing it. Still seeing it. Angus, because why would Aston Villa disrupt their team to sell to you when they're having a great season? Why? They don't need the money. They're filthy rich. Why would they? I'm not sure. I don't know why they would. We say, turn to be injury prone. He's got an injury. He's got an injury. He's not injury prone. He's got an injury. There's a huge difference. This is his first injury for Spurs. Proud to be a Geordie. It said Celtic are a big club in Scotland. That's all around the world. No one gives a toss about Celtic. Fighting words from Proud to be a Geordie there. By the way, keep smashing that like button. We're going to go for another 5 minutes. Smash that like button, people. Please, please, please do. Hang on, I forgot to do something. There we go. Here we go. Can I remember how to do it? Yes. How do you chat? Yeah. Add. Why can't I find? Anyone know where I can? Oh no. No. Why can't I find? You know when you want to find something and you're typing it, you're typing in the right words, but you're not getting what you want. No, I don't know. Okay, never mind on that front. Let's have a look. Last few comments. Bless me. So sorry. I've heard this for 23 years. He never does. And Barnett, fan 43, said, Ange's talent idea has been consistently great in every club he has been at. It took some of his players at other clubs to develop and get used to it. Okay, but so far he's signed Valise, Ashley Phillips, Brennan Johnson, Solomon. So it's hit and miss at the moment, hit and miss. Angel said Lo Celso was a major plus point yesterday over a run of games. Surely improve. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, we should see. Chris said you should be used to using Google with some of our recent signings. Big up, Chris. How you doing, brother? Hope you are well. Robert said Villa are in good shape financially. They won't be selling. I don't know why anyone thinks they would be selling one of their best midfielders in January. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Come back and tell me, Angus. I just can't see it, man. So in Ange's first Celtic window, he brought in 40 players and is used to a large overhaul. I believe it's about Tottenham. Tottenham did that. I'm tired of seeing the usual suspects. Yeah, I think 14 out in one window was never going to happen, though, Philly. Let's be brutally honest, shall we? It's never gonna happen. By the way, keep smashing that subscribe button, people. We are only 62 away from giving away a shirt. Keep smashing that subscribe button, people. If we could, this would be absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much. So please do keep smashing that button. Ryan Gloria said, Lo Celso played smart. He didn't get injured. Yeah, it's a matter of time before he gets injured again, though, isn't it? Sean Newland said, evening, Savva. I hope you're good, mate. My Spurs fan friend said, Romero is your best centre-back. Do you agree? I think it's Van der Ven. I think that Van der Ven out in the style of play that we've got is awful. We need the pace. We need the recovery. Big up to you, Phil P. Big up to you. Thank you. Mark has said it's a free hit season for us. We just need to keep upgrading. Completely agree with you. Chris has said the next being allegedly Yotta. Really? Surely we can do better. Listen, I think the problem is, Chris, I think that lots of people are constantly liking what Ange did at Celtic to Tottenham. It's two completely different scenarios, isn't it, mate? Like what you can do and get away with and win a league at Celtic is very different to what you need to compete with Liverpool, Arsenal, Newcastle, Man United and City. It's very, very different. But everyone just seems to think he's going to be able to just do what he did in Scotland and it will work. Hey, we'll see. We'll see. Listen, agreed, Phil. These ones have, the other ones haven't. So again, it's like, I want to see what the next window holds because don't forget, Phil, this manager himself now has said every signing will have his approval. So when players come through the door, what we can't do is go, oh, he wasn't backed. He said every player will have his approval. Guys and girls, all fellow fans of Tottenham, fans of the Premier League, fans of all around Europe, I am going to call it an evening. Thank you so much. Hope you've enjoyed the streams today. If you haven't, I'm sure you have, go and have a watch of my stream earlier with me and the Hotspur hippie having a good argument. Also, get over there and subscribe to Paul as well. It's just football. At the end of the day, it's just football. We can have differences of opinions. Get over there and subscribe to him. And please do subscribe to us on your way out. The link is in the chat. If on the way out, we could get 3 or 4 people that just smash this here, that would be absolutely amazing. We really appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow for the Rivals React at 6 p.m. Thank you very much. Love you all. Take care. And you know what? As always, come on, you Spurs.